So there is a research which also says that an average person reads only one book a year. 60% only get through reading one of the first chapter, and in contrast, CEOs of 500 Fortune 500 companies read an average of 4 to 5 books a month, and with some reading as many books a day. So how many do you read? So if you're not an avid reader, my tip is you want to get into the habit. Put about four, five, six books on your tables, on your in your bedroom, on your study tables and stuff, and all on your couches, on your beds and stuff, and get reading. If you do not like the content of the first book, you can switch to the second, and if you have an option of a few more, you can actually have a lot of variety because, like I said, if you're reading one kind of information online, if you're only in one kind of circle or content and stuff, it can get a little stagnating and stuff. So new ideas don't come in. So that's why people go to new shops, new hotels, new coffee places, or new restaurants, or new neighborhoods and stuff, because one part of the city can get a little too much and stuff. And that's how you develop new skills, and you're actually getting out of something where it's not the same information, it's not the same outlook, and you can actually engage in building yourself up, building your skills, building or getting exposed to new hobbies or new cultures and stuff. So somebody had shared a few months back that social media is a big problem for people, and my counter argument or my counter thoughts were that I learned so much when I switch on to social media, but the information and everything has to be great. So the point is, when you expose yourself to new things, you actually overcome a lot of the information which you've been holding outdated and stuff and all, and you're kind of making something new. It may excite you to get into creativity. You may want to record new music. You may want to kind of do some new kind of fashion trend follows, or makeup, or get into some business associations online and stuff. And research helps. And you can actually you can actually kind of take up some new skills, maybe culinary delights and stuff, start exciting you a lot. Trends of architecture design picking up on you and stuff, you learn so much. So that's how it is. And an example is, I stay in a country like India, or I belong to India. I'm proud to be here. But as I do a lot of reading and I follow a lot of trends, I realize that there's so much in architecture or design which is still not done in India. So if I were to talk about it somewhere, or I could just talk with people I know, we don't have like houses which are following the cube technologies as they have abroad. So small houses which are kind of in a cube-like structure and everything, and people living under it and all that. We don't have many of those structures in India. So how did I learn all of that? It's not like I'm born with some rocket science or something, or my intellectual level just gets very high by reading and stuff. It's also the kind of content I follow and the kind of information I gather. So the next chapter is how to overcome fear. So I guess you could dump this because they say fear is one of the biggest hindrances to learning new things and stuff. And the best way to kind of overcome fear is to get out there and do it. Yeah. So trivial things of what are you scared of, what is a fear all about and stuff. You don't have to address all of those things, because when it comes to culture, when it comes to creativity, when it comes to ideas, when it comes to skills to learn, when it comes to music and stuff, what's really very important is to focus on what you enjoy doing. Yeah. So the fear part of it is addressed for people who may also have issues and stuff. Like it may not even be a fear, and somebody's put it in their head, or they've grown up with some issues or something, so that's fear for them. So there's nothing to fear about anything in this world. All you have to do is kind of stay real, and in the world of business, in the world of professionalism, in the world of work, in the world of going forward and stuff, uh, enhancing your knowledge, education, enhancing your skills, enhancing your personality, all that helps. The more exposure you get, the more you try, the more new you welcome and stuff. You let go of the old, and old and what you've done with and stuff, you know. So that's how you kind of overcome old information and stuff, and you're a little more modernized, or let's say you feel fresh and stuff. Yeah. So love and luck and take care, have fun, have a blast. Learning is the only way to kind of let go of also being lazy or procrastination and stuff. And people easily use the word, I'm so bored, I've got nothing to do, you know. But the point is, you have a lot to do, but the point is, you're spending so much of your time on TV, or on Zoom, or on the phone, or on WhatsApp and stuff, that you've actually lost the charm what real life, or what real work can actually bring to your table and stuff. So everybody knows this, you know. People work throughout their lives. If you take a look at it, people are working till 102, 104, 100, 90, 80, 84 and stuff. How do they keep going? They keep going because they're not kind of looking at what bores them or what stagnates them, you know, that they look at what excites them, you know. So if you want to live a life which is fun, which is exciting, and which is taking you forward, the point is to first acknowledge you already have that life before you, or that's the kind of life you want to live. And once you acknowledge the kind of life you live, you start taking actions in that particular direction. But the point is to remain flexible, because you could use my life for my journey an example, that you know, things change depending on what kind of industry you're in, what stage you're in, or what role you've kind of consciously wanting to take in. You want to be a leader, you want to be a designer, you want to be a CEO, you want to be a sports person, you want to be a, you know, like a author, you want to be a journalist, you want to be a designer, you want to be an architect, you want to be running your own business and stuff, you know. So the thing is this, that somebody's logic or outlook on what they're doing in life doesn't apply to everybody, right? So love and luck and take care and have fun, have a blast. In short, read for at least 30 minutes a day, and try and read new stuff, and make learning a way of life. So at some certain times, you know, if you feel that you're stuck, and you feel you're contented, that's the worst feeling to have. Because if you think, yeah, I know it all, then you're not going to kind of perform much. Life is going to be monotonous, life is going to be boring. And if you're kind of in a stage where, let's say, you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s, and you're in that transitional thing and stuff, then you have to kind of pick up something which you love doing, and what excites you, you know. Because if you want to go forward, it shouldn't be something which is boring, and which is forced on you, you know. So take care and have fun, have a blast, enjoy yourself. I'm on jkapani at gmail.com, Justine Kapani, office at gmail.com, and justinekapani.im at gmail.com. And learning is something which happens forever. Meet people, talk to strangers, travel by different modes of communication, try new things, enroll in new hobbies, get into new, exercise regimes. Try going out of your neighborhood, try going out of your own community, explore new places and stuff, talk to new people, and you see there are so many dimensions to you which you don't even know. So love and luck and take care and have fun, have a blast. Bye bye. Cheers. In a nutshell, keep learning, and make reading a good habit. So cheers. Get yourself some orange juice and enjoy. Bye bye.